Hello all. In this session, we are going to study about the dictionary and set data structure in Python. Okay, so dictionary is the another type of collection which holds the values in the key and value pair. Okay, so dictionary is the data structure that is a built-in object which holds the values in the unordered fashion, right? There's no ordering. It works like a hash mapping where we have values which can be referred or which can be accessed using keys, and those keys are the lookup tags. Okay, so a key has to be immutable and unique, and whereas value can be anything. I will come to this point again and we will discuss. Before that, let's try and understand how we declare or create a dictionary. Okay, suppose my dictionary, mydict is the name of a dictionary which I am going to create. So name colon, let's say Akash, okay, and let's say age colon, let's say 26. Okay, so this is a simple dictionary which we are trying to create here. So let's say mydict. Okay, so this is what the contents of a dictionary is, and suppose if I check the type, okay, so you can check that type is a dictionary type, dict type object. Okay, remember there is no sequencing. These values, these items can be stored anywhere in the memory, and those can be accessed by a key, right? That is name. Akash can be accessed using name, and 26 can be accessed using age. Okay, so let me take our earlier short notes, okay, which we have been using. So I'll keep it handy for all of you. So let me copy here. Yeah, here I will write dict with similar data structure. Remember, this is a curly brace we use for creating a dictionary. Okay, so it is also an iterable object. It is non-indexed data structure. Remember, right? That's the difference. Okay, and it is also mutable. Unlike tuple, unlike string, it is mutable data structure. Like list is also a mutable data structure. Okay, just imagine that it is there is a key value pairs stored the data in the form of. Okay, so I will take another example. Let's say I have let's say a D, which is a dictionary. I will use A in the dictionary colon, let's say I will use 10 and B colon 20. Okay, that's a simple data we have stored into a dictionary. And now if I have C, okay, so which actually we don't have, that is not present, but if I want to add something there in the dictionary, that's how we can add, right? We have to just use the key whatever we want to use and put some value that is stored into the dictionary. Okay, now how to access is pretty simple, right? So we can just use a key in the subscript operator, the way we used to do for a list. Inside list we used to put the index, right? So index starts from 0, right? Those are the numbers. Here we don't put numbers, but these are the keys which we have stored into a data structure called dictionary. Okay, so we can access those values, we can manipulate those values, by the way, right? Here if I try and put, let's say, 2 into that particular value, so 10 becomes 12. Okay, so that is how it works. Let's say I will take another example, ladies purse. Okay, suppose it has a few things here. Let's say cash, let's say 1800, cards. Okay, let's say I have two different types of cards. Let's say one is Amex and the other is Visa card. Okay, so let's say I have this kind of a data available, right? So I can also have, let's say, candies, right? So suppose this candies, okay, colon, let's say 3. So that's how the ladies purse looks like, the cash, cards and the candies, right? Remember, cash is a keyword, key, cards is a key, candies is a key. Using these keys we can access the values, right? The value against cash is 1800, value against card is a list of 2 strings, that is Amex and Visa. Okay, and the value against candies is just one number, that is 3. Right, that's how we can access, right? For example, if you try to see what is how much is the cash, you can access using cash as a key into this particular dictionary. Okay, and as we have already discussed, we can also manipulate that, right? If I want to add some candies to this, I can add 4, and now ladies first will have 7 candies. Okay, I hope you recall this operator. We have used this operator to add some value that is on the right side of the equation, that will be added into the same value and assigned to it. Okay, so this is how we can do manipulate, and there are important things to note. I repeat again, a key can be key has to be immutable data structure, and it has to be unique. Okay, we can't have duplicate keys in a dictionary. And obviously when I say immutable, the values or the key objects possible one can use is a string, integer, float and tuple. Okay, so those are valid keys, right? But we can't have a list as a key, because list is mutable data structure. But there is no restriction on the values. Value can be anything in the dictionary. Okay, it can be a dictionary itself, right? That is called nested dictionary. It can be list, it can be tuple, it can be integer, it can be float, right? It can be anything, right? It can be user defined object, which we haven't discussed yet, but we will be discussing going forward how to have your own objects. Okay, so that is pretty much about what all values and keys we have to use, right? We can use in the dictionary. Okay, so yeah, this is how it looks like. Suppose if you want to perform some operations, let me also help you understand. Suppose item, I want to iterate over a dictionary, and since we have discussed that this is a iterable object, and look at this, what happened, right? So by default it iterates over the keys, right? But we haven't mentioned anything like this, right? But by default it iterates over keys, and that's okay, right? So cash, cards and ladies, right? Sorry, candies. But I was interested to access these values, in fact. Okay, these values. Okay, these values, because values is something we are looking for, right? So for that there is a provision, we can use some functions available inside a dictionary. And how to know what all functions available? So there is our good friend, so dir, which helps us to understand how many attributes and the functionalities available for this particular type of object, right? So value is the last one, we can use that, and we see that the values are getting printed. Okay, but I have to specifically say that I'm going to iterate over values, right? But I may want to get the item, the keys as well, right? So many times we might use this this kind of a syntax, but here you could also print the values as well, because item is a key, and as we have discussed earlier, so value can be accessed using key. Look at this, line number 15, line number 16. Okay, so the value can be accessed using key, and key here is cash, right? We can access. So similarly, item is having key, cash for the first iteration, second iteration it is cards, then the third iteration is candies, and so on, right? So that's why there is a provision, we can print this as the key and value both together. Okay, but if you are interested in only values, we have already seen the function called values, right? That can be used. Okay, so let me also help you understand, there is one more function, that is items. Okay, here I don't have to really type the name of the dictionary once again. Instead I can have key and value both returning together, right? And then hence what I can do is I can use key here and I can use value here directly, and we are done, right? So that means the items is a function which returns the pairs together, the key and value together, right? So if you look at the help page, as I discussed already, there's a short key, shift tab will give you the quick help about these functions, right? Here this says that d.items, d is a dictionary and items is a function. It is a set like object. We are yet to discuss about set, in a while we will be discussing, providing the a view on these items, right? So this is what it means, right, where this items is providing you the values together, right? Let me show you how it looks like. Look at this, right? So this is the unique data, because key is always unique, remember, right? Even if you have, let's say, candies as the value as equal to 1800, so still your entire collection is having a unique data when I print it using items function, because this is one element, this is another element, right? This is another element, because the key has to be unique, right? So this is how items can be used. Items is used for getting the key and value paired together. Okay, so this is how we can iterate. I hope you understand how to iterate over a dictionary. And now let's understand, I will take one more example which I think I can reuse this. Yeah, so this one. Okay, suppose I want to use this particular dictionary now. Okay, and let's print it. Then DC equal to, I may want to have another dictionary inside a dictionary. Okay, let's say right, X 100, and then Y maybe 200. Okay, and let's see what happens now. Look at this, right? Here D is now having A and B, which was there, and now we got a C, that is the third item into a dictionary whose key is C, but value is another dictionary. Okay, this is also called a nested dictionary, there where the value is a dictionary and we can hold, right? This is what exactly we have seen on the presentation, right? On the PPT, where we have seen that value can be anything, but key has to be unique and mutable data structure. Correct? So yeah, so this gives you a clear idea about how dictionary looks like, and dictionary also can hold the value can be not only a dictionary or any kind of a mutable object. We can also have mutable or immutable, any value can be present, right? Here we have used list as the value, here against cards, and here we have used a dictionary as a value against key as C. Okay, so this is how we can use some of the basic functions available on your data on your dictionary. Okay, so there are some more functions. If you check at the dictionary help page, you will see that how clear can be used, how copy or from keys. So these are some of the functions we can think about using. Okay, so now let's try and understand how we can use something called clear. Okay, let's see what happens if I do clear, right? Look at this, the data has gone, right? D has these values. Okay, and now we can see that the dictionary is does not hold any data into it. Okay, so let me repeat. I have, let's say, a dictionary which I can use here. Okay, let me type here D equal to a dictionary, and I have values. And now if I check the identifier of this memory identifier, we can print it in the hexadecimal format. I have some data here, right? The moment I do clear, so the memory is still present, right? So obviously some of the cleanup happened, but the data does not have, right? This dictionary does not hold anything. Okay, so we will see the next part of the dictionary in the next video, and then we will discuss set